Imagine being able to increase the productivity of every single employee you have by $3,000 a year. Add that up. How much of a difference would that make to the performance of your organization? That's exactly what Aetna did when they introduced just a basic yoga and meditation mindfulness program to their company, and they've built it significantly since then. That's what we're going to be exploring today, to look at one example of how mindfulness can be brought into your organization to impact your people and your results. I'm Ravi Tangri. This is Presence, How to Live and Lead Consciously, and this is my co-host, Holly Duckworth. Hi there, Holly.
Hi, Ravi. It's great to see you. And I'm really looking forward to this deep dive, well, really the Power Show and the deep dive, talking about a case study of a courageous leader who stepped up and said, we're going to run our company a little bit differently, and talk about the results that he was able to create as a result of it.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think in the deep dive show, we're going to go a lot deeper as to what happened with the leader, that his personal experience that made him go on this. But here is about the results that he got out of it. And this is just these are just the first year results from just a basic introduction to yoga, introduction to meditation programs. After just 1 year, the company reported savings of over $9 million in healthcare costs. And the employees who participated reported 28% decrease in stress levels and an increase in productivity, which is what produced, they actually calculated the $3,000 of increased productivity per organization, per employee in the organization.
So when I hear stats like that, Ravi, I think, maybe those soft skills we've been told about so many times are not so soft. That actually it is these mindfulness and these presence-filled activities that are creating real powerful financial impact. And Aetna, of course, is a healthcare company, so we want to feature that. But it's also that when they created healthy people in their company, they created a healthy outcome for their company.
Yeah. This is a decision, to me, that's not just a good business decision, it's the right decision, because you make healthier people. You produce healthier people who, coincidentally, guess what, can be a lot more productive.
And as we look at each of the case studies we'll be presenting over the next few weeks, we also want to point out there's a lot of different paths to get there, that mindfulness isn't like accounting where it's like, okay, you do all the pluses and all the minuses. That there are a lot of different paths into this conversation. So for Aetna, they did offer yoga classes as one of their introductory tools into this practice. And we're going to share a bunch more in the deep dive show, but part of living and leading consciously is picking the one mindfulness tool for you and your company that you can go deep in and measure and track the results.
Yeah. And so, we want to get into tools, but the thing is, a lot of people, when they think about mindfulness, think it's this woo-woo stuff. And there's a great quote from a Wired article that quotes one of the leaders in this, said, all that woo-woo mystical stuff is so retrograde. This is training the brain. So let's dive into the tips in terms of how people can move forward here on a very basic level in terms of exploring mindfulness in their organization.
First, I think it's about recognizing it's a commitment to your people. And as you said, it's a commitment to the brains of your people. And that means we have to honor and trust them and ask them the questions. What are the mindfulness tools that they would be willing to try? Because it's not going to be yoga for everybody.
Yeah, and start having a dialogue about why you're thinking about doing it, what the impact is both corporately and personally, and then to start finding out what they're doing now, because your people probably are exploring mindfulness in different ways, whether it's meditation, yoga, running, so many other ways. That are out there. There's an incredible number of practices, and you're going to have a lot of experts right in your team. And
this doesn't take a huge financial commitment to begin with. That it can sometimes just be as simple as given people the afternoon to go take a 20-minute walk. That doesn't cost you that much in real productivity. It's not about bringing in $1 million speaker, although some programs do that.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about those later, but start small and grow big.
Yeah, and I mean, what you said about take a 20-minute walk. This is something, you know, I've done for 25 years. People are so stressed. They think that they've got so much work that they can't take breaks. You know, there's so many people there's an epidemic of no breaks, no lunches. And I've challenged people time and again for 1 week. Take a break in the morning, take a break in the afternoon, leave the desk, go outside, get some fresh air. Actually take a break away from your desk to eat lunch. And every single time they come back and say, okay, yeah, they're kind of, you know, sheepish, but they say, yeah, I was actually more productive, right? And yet they think they can't be. So even in that, so if you start to introduce classes, is there a way that you can create some sort of an incentive or support for people to try it out so that they at least give it a shot, you know, and play with it?
Yeah, and mindfulness is that intersection of my own personal practice and my company or my team practice, and we'll be developing those concepts more in a future show. So we are excited about the month of April and having the opportunity to feature some of these companies that are doing powerful things, but it just starts with you as one leader choosing to live and lead consciously. So if you've enjoyed this short show, we want to invite you to our Insider Circle to get a membership to our deep dive shows, more handouts, tools, and techniques on how to live and lead consciously. Until next time, thank you so much.
Thank you.